Hi everyone, I'm Lisa,
I'm Lori.
and we're here with you to join you a few days late. Apologies for the August 22 challenge chat. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Sorry, sorry we're late. It's just that with both Laurie and I working, well, this week it was full time for me. It's very hard to catch up together with our time differences necessarily on the first of the month. So hopefully you'll understand and forgive us, and we will share with you what we are thinking about doing for this month. All right, Laurie, what is happening in Daily 30?
Daily 30 has a monthly event that's kind of different. The August monthly challenge is a poem about embroidery by Margaret Whittemore. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And so each of the 10 prompts are divided up into sections of the poem. Let's just get started. As with all of the monthly daily 30 challenges, it's 300 stitches for 3 tokens, all 10 prompts. Um, let's go. So the first section or stanza, she sits and makes pink roses with her thread and wonders what to do, her heart astir. So the challenge here is to pick some word or phrase within that section and relate it to your WIP. And this is maximum creativity. It could be a color, it could be a noun within the stanza, or it could be a phrase and how you relate it to your WIP. So, Lisa, do you want to give it a go?
Well, I haven't actually prepared this at all, but I have a bit of an unusual month in that I'm heading into surgery midway through the month. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to think about things I can do while I'm in hospital that I can stitch on. And if I can make
Mhm.
these monthlies fit that, that would be really good. And on my WIP go from a previous month that I haven't yet done is Soda Stitch's Craft Village. So it has thread in it.
Yeah, that's it. So on the prompt, it says project name and then how related. So you would just say the word thread and
Yeah,
then you say my WIP has thread. That's
yeah.
it. Okay. For mine, I am doing so I had a very proud moment. I made the same WIP fit the whole poem.
Oh, well done. Okay.
And so it's my anime piece that I'm doing for my daughter. And so I related this with her. Um, it says her, which implies female. So this character here is a girl.
Yep.
So that's how I'm relating that with.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All right. What's the next bit?
What road to take, where roads branch close ahead, and how to know her true love calling her.
Ooh, what road to take where roads branch ahead? So instantly I'm hearing the word road and
Mhm.
branch. And my 12 Days of Christmas has a road down the bottom that the piper is piping along,
Yeah,
or there's branches in trees. So I could pick up both those words with my 12 Days of Christmas.
absolutely, that works.
How does your piece pitch?
So my piece it fits with. I had to look it up. So the okay. So I made a mistake on the first part when I said her. I picked up on the word thread on the first one, and
Right.
so the clothing. Okay, I'll share my screen and I'll go through both because I feel like I need to correct myself. So the clothing has thread. You see his shirt is cinched here with cord.
Yep.
So I said, okay, the clothing has thread and the flag probably has thread. So that was the first one. The second one was her and then the female here. So that was prompts
All
one
right.
and
Leave
two.
it up. Well, I was going to say leave it up and
Leave
go
it
to the
up.
third.
Okay, we'll do. Okay, the third one. There we go. Whether to follow thorny paths, but sweet the young wild heart's way, or fling the door.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
I am zeroing in on the word young.
And they're all
All of
young.
the characters in the front row are
Yep.
young. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I heard the word door.
Mhm.
Bay Window by Juniper Designs has a door.
There you go.
So I'm
That
going to
works.
fling open that door.
Nice. So number 4, Why to Love's Placid Thread. Placid Tread with Wanton Feet, and How to Build Her Life Forevermore.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to double dip that one because you said tread and feet. And so there's the tread and the feet again.
Mm-hmm.
And I can guess your guys are marching along. So that's their tread and feet. Am I right?
Well, no, I used the
No.
word wide.
Oh,
So I'll share again, creating a story. So I basically said this um, picture is a wide view. Also, the positioning of the characters is a wide formation. And I said the sky behind is wide. So wide, wide, wide. Yeah,
there you go.
there you go. Prompt number 5. The rose sprung needle keeps its darting deft when life has gone whichever way it goes.
Okay. So you said rose, Rose.
Rose, like the flower. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So first word that came to my mind, I'm just digging for it, is in my temperature bookshelf, there is a rose.
Mhm.
Obviously, sprung thread.
Yes.
This one also has a heart in it,
Mhm.
but you also, there's people in it.
Yes. So interesting enough, in my whip, there is a flag, and I'm picking up on the phrase whichever way it goes. So depending on the way the wind blows, that's which way the flag goes,
Yeah.
whichever way the wind blows. So that is my relation to the poem. Very creative, right? I was working
Hey,
hard.
but this is really good because this is showing people how they can use one piece. You know, so many
Mhm.
people say, "Oh, I'm a monogamous stitcher," or "I've only got a few whips, I can't make things fit." But you can if you're creative.
Mhm.
And sorry, I've got a cold. Laurie has done this all herself, but you can also reach out to other stitchy friends. We have a lot of really creative minds in our community.
Very true. Very true. Okay, prompt number 6. Of all her wanderings shall be only left the texture and the pattern of this rose.
I mean, obviously rose, and I've covered that before, but I'm thinking texture and pattern. And the one that's coming to mind to me is Anzac, particularly in Australia, is a very
Mhm.
textured pattern of the mat, of the map.
I like that. I
Mm,
like that. So I said there's a pattern on the face of the flag.
there it is, yes. I'm writing these down because I didn't write them down last month and then I couldn't remember what I'd said.
Okay. Number 7, and when her old eyes see its flowering spread, dull faded in known decking of her room.
All right. I'm going to go with old eyes.
Ah, yes. Um, I just basically said eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
there's several sets of eyes in my
Yep,
piece.
there is,
Yeah.
definitely. And then the other one
Yes.
that really jumped to me then was room. So anything that's inside a house or something would be useful for that.
Absolutely. Number 8, wherever that may be, then all words said, all life made certain, then until the tomb.
Well, I could double dip the skull I just used,
Mhm.
but also it says all life.
Yeah.
So really, you could use anything that has
Yes.
anything alive. So
Correct.
I'm not going to commit to that one yet, but I'm going to use alive.
Got it. I did the same thing. All of the characters in the picture are portrayed standing with their eyes open, so they're portrayed with life. So,
They are,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Number 9, something shall clutch her still of youth and pain from that far thrilled girl day, and she will see its shape grow in the. I am not a poet. So this is really hard because it makes no sense to me. Its shape grow in that breathless hour again, with all her ordered years were still to be.
Okay, so main word I got from that, possibly the same one as you, is
Mhm.
youth. And my three girls on Catch the Wind are youth.
Mhm.
They're girls, and they also are flying ribbons in the wind. So breath.
Mhm.
They could be blowing their ribbons.
Very true. And they're clutching the handle. So I keyed in
Mm.
on the word clutch
Ah, yes.
in that I'll share again. Each of the characters are clutching their fist to their chest. So that's what I keyed in on clutch.
There you go.
Number 10. From that brown silken flower shall flush in death, youth with its rosy tears quivering gay, and she shall think, set free for once with breath. Ah, yes, I made it on that very day.
Okay, so you've got basically all the words we've been talking about there.
Mm-hmm,
Youth, breath, you know,
mm-hmm.
um, she. So I think I would just double dip one of the other ones I'm already doing that covers those.
Yes, and then we finally have a color, brown,
Yes, and the
which
other
is,
other one that jumped out was silk.
yes, trees and silk floss.
Mm.
Yes. So, yeah,
There you
lots
go.
there. Yeah,
Awesome. Oh, that's exciting. Well, thanks for that, Laurie. So
sure.
that is the monthly for Daily 30. The next one that we've started talking about in more depth is the monthly for Down Under Divas. Now, this is a big challenge where you have high stitch counts, but you don't have to do them all. You can actually combine the different events to different levels, and how many how many you do depends on how many tickets you get in the raffle. So there is raffle
Mhm.
prize in this one. Um, so the minimum that you would want to stitch though, and it's still big, is 3,000 stitches. So if you're not a big stitcher, then this one's not for you, but you might enjoy just following the prompts for fun.
Mhm.
And the maximum is 10,000 stitches. So I
Mhm.
was really pleased I got there last month. I'm not sure this month. I think I'm going to need Laurie's help. All right, it's all about the Northern Territory, which is the territory in the middle up the top of Australia, for those who want to know. Um, it's represented by the colours black, white, and red ochre. Stitch 2,000 stitches in those colours. Now, while Laurie has a chance to think, I can share with you that I am very boring and consistent, and I will do 2,000 stitches in black on a stitch in time because I'm doing the extreme cross country and I'm nearly finished the third shelf in black. So I've got a shelf and just a little bit to go, and I want to
Mhm.
finish the black by the end of the year. So 2,000 more stitches that I have to do in black. Fantastic.
So Lisa, do you have to hit all colors or can you do
No,
like all?
just one or
Okay.
combination of.
Yeah, okay. So I would hit One Nation because I know I'll get my red and white.
There you go. That works really well. And I last month, all the few months I've gone, oh, I've got no hope of getting it. But this month I went, I'm going to try, and I got there. In fact, this is what drove, and then everything else fitted with this. The second one is the Northern Territory is home to the Kakadu National Park. It's one of the largest national parks in Australia. Many different landscapes, including wetlands. Stitch 2,000 stitches on a piece that shows water in some form. Now, it does say water in some form. I'm not sure if it includes ice because we have had someone else in another group with that. So for me, I would go with Anzac because there's definitely water portrayed there.
Got it. I would try Attack on Titan because clouds are water vapor.
Yes. Okay. The third one is the coat of the arms of the Northern Territory depicts two kangaroos facing a shield with Indigenous artwork topped with an eagle. Stitch 1,000 stitches on a piece that represents Indigenous artwork from any part of the world. So again, for me, Anzac, because there
Mhm.
is definitely some references to Maori artwork here.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would just do Anzac because that's just obviously
Yeah,
that. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
there might
I
be.
know whips that are reproductions of a photo. So
Mm,
let me see if you would agree. So this is a reproduction of an actual painting, and so is As the Leaves Turn is an actual reproduction of a painting. And I say indigenous, I don't know. You wouldn't call Americans indigenous, I don't think, but
only the
Native American
Indians.
piece maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But then again, if you think about it, when we think Indigenous, like I instantly jump to Aboriginal, you jump to maybe American Indian. Um, but things like Celtic could be Indigenous too. But you've
Yeah,
got to go more that original, like it's not modern. It's got to be traditional. So you've
got
got
it.
to go back to the traditional something.
Okay.
Okay, number 4. The animal mascot of the Northern Territory is the red kangaroo. Stitch 1,000 stitches on a piece with a kangaroo wallaby or another animal that hops. So, I mean, I don't have it on this particular little bit cutout, but there's 2 big boxing kangaroos at the top of Australia. So,
Yeah.
obviously, for me, that's what I do. But for most of the rest of you that don't have Anzac, a bunny rabbit hops.
Yep. That's
Um,
true.
I figure you'd be the same as me, Laurie.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. The Northern Territory's red centre is home to Uluru, aka Ayers Rock. This is a massive red sandstone monolith. Stitch 1,000 stitches on a piece with a large central monolith or standalone item. Now, this is one I haven't quite decided on.
It's
I'm
hard.
actually, well, I'm wondering though, Springhouse Trio, I mean, those houses are central monoliths, really,
Hmm.
but I don't know if that counts. So we're not experts on what counts. It's just that, um, or likewise, I could do my ABC houses.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm really not sure on that one. The other thing I was thinking I could do would be Chinese garden mandala because that is a very big central motif in the middle.
Correct.
So I'm not sure with that one, but I feel I have to spread it around a bit. You don't have anything come to mind?
I have a few like you. The fountain is central to this piece, and that's what this central piece represents. But I don't know if that's really what she's meaning. I was also thinking, as far as central items, the general store is pretty large and central to this piece, but I don't know.
Mm,
The flag is very prominent and it's
but it's
central.
not. But it's not really a monolith, I don't think.
Correct. So I don't know. I don't,
But
that's
again, you can choose to not do that 1,000 stitches, and you're still going to get like 3 entries in the raffle instead of 4. So it's not the end of the world.
Mhm.
Okay, the floral emblem of the Northern Territory is the Sturt's Desert Rose, also known as Australian cotton. Stitch 500 stitches on something made of cotton. So not on a piece that has something made of cotton. You've got to stitch 500 stitches on something made of cotton. For me, I will be doing my girls because I'm on the dresses and I'm positive those dresses are made of cotton.
Yes. For me, I am right here on this character because I'm going straight down. So I am right here. So I think I could get that many stitches in her clothing. So, and it is made of cotton.
Yeah, that's good. Very environmentally conscious.
Mhm.
Okay, the state bird of the Northern Territory is the wedge-tailed eagle. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with a bird of prey. So again, I'm fairly boring for this, but I want to get this one done and it's going to be perfect for in hospital because it's all monochromatic. So
Yeah.
mine will be Anzac.
Mine would have to be Anzac as well. So.
Okay. Number 8, saltwater and freshwater crocodiles inhabit the waterways in the north of the Northern Territory. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece with a crocodile, alligator, or lizard.
Yes, same.
Number 9, although Animal Australia has fought in many wars alongside our allies, there have been a few attacks against our country. The largest ever attack in Australia was the bombing of Darwin, the capital of the Northern Territory, in 1942. Stitch 500 stitches on a piece related to the military, Laurie. Your piece would fit, wouldn't it?
It would. They're all warriors, so yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mine's a bit of a stretch, but the soldier in the Nutcracker.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The top end of the Northern Territory is commonly referred to as the top end. Stitch 500 stitches on something with a top. Again,
Anything.
well, no, but on something with a top. I mean, you could take that literally. I don't know about you, but I'm wearing a top at the moment. A shirt is, we call a top in Australia. So you're stitching on the shirt of your person.
Yes.
So you could stitch more of your person and get another 500 stitches done because you're doing the top. On something with a top. I mean, yes, you say anything, but I don't know if you can quite be that particular. And it really depends on your interpretation of the top.
Right. I'm thinking a roof.
Well, I'm thinking roof. So I'm thinking top of the roof. But I'm also seeing if there's anything else that has a top on it. Like, I mean, this one covers both, but like that has a house with a roof, but to me, it also has a border at the top. Like there's a clear top section. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
So yeah, that would be my suggestions for that. And lucky last, number 11. Darwin was also devastated by Cyclone Tracy in 1974. And that, people, is one of my first memories. And this was one of the most devastating cyclone events in Australia because it happened on Christmas Day. And I mean, it was devastating anyway, but it happened on Christmas Day. So you need to find one piece that has items starting with the letters TRAC and Y and do 100 stitches on each item. So it's not just 500 stitches on the piece, it's 500 stitches on the T, 500 stitches on the R. So that's quite a hard one to think about. Probably too hard for us to digest here off the top of our head.
I would agree.
However, I guess my first thought would be maybe, depending if I'm anywhere near it, Anzac, if I can find enough that I haven't stitched on and I can get to easily. So, but that is like a bonus one. So, you know, good luck with all of that. All right, what's happening in Semi-Sane?
Okay, as per usual, Semi-Sane has several monthly events at one time. So this or that is a popular item, and the theme this month is school or books. So basically, it's a non-counting, just whatever stitches you have that are related to a book or school. You post a start and a finish, and you will earn your reward, basically. The other thing is I'm trying to, sorry. The August Focus Challenge always goes on every month, and it's basically 1,000 stitches on a whip. And every 1,000 stitch increment, you post a photo, you get your reward. But the fun thing that's going on that I'm involved in is Battle Stitch. Yay, it's like Battleship, the game. Yeah. And basically stitch 1,000 stitches to lob a shot. You're not playing against another team. You just have a board that the admins have placed their ships on. And the goal is just to sink all the ships so you get another board. The more boards you go through or ships sunk, the more reward you get. And it's a team of, let's say, 10 people. and we all just stitch together. And that's basically it. And it's already going. I don't know if you can start yet, but we're just 1 week in. So maybe if you think you see this and, ooh, I want to join that, they might be still forming teams. So you might
Yeah.
try.
I
Yeah.
mean, we're playing against the computer basically to see how many boards we can get. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good. I like it because it's very low pressure, and we just
Yeah.
post a start and a finish, and then we have a look and go, oh, there's 300 left on that shot, so I'll fill up that. You know,
Yeah.
it's really good. All right,
It is.
that anything else?
Yes, it's BAPpening. So this is not quite like the Focus Challenge. It has to be a BAP, like a very large project. And so they define what they consider BAPs because every Facebook group has a slightly different definition. But if your piece qualifies, then there's prompts that you have to meet within that group. But it's basically all about your big whips. And then there's crazy domino effect. And it basically is like a, what do you call it? A whip chain where you relate one whip to another and relate it to another and
Yeah.
another. And that's what the domino effect is. So if you like to stitch on all the things and you get bored if you work on the same thing day after day, this is probably your game.
And the best thing I like about Crazy Domino Effect is that when you want to know what am I going to work on next, well, you can use the domino effect to pick. It's like, oh, well, I just worked on a piece with a house. Oh, look, there's one that has another house that has a roof, because you can't use the same effect twice. So sometimes it can help you make up your mind what you want to stitch on.
Right. And then it's not really the monthly, but it's the yearly calendar sale. And if you're participating in that, it just continues on and it continues all throughout. And that's that.
That's it for Semi Sane. Okay. No new starts. No New Starts has a lot of few things happening, as always. The road trip are currently just in a starting up a crocodile swap fest, where you're going to have a chance to do some trading of any excess shopping items you've got that you can trade in, either to get other shopping items you need, so you can get raffle tickets, or if you're in Work Your Whips and you want to earn a new start, you can trade in some shopping items. You can also trade some in, I think, for getting a half price item or a full camping set. So lots of options for everyone. So that's fun. So check that out if you're in the road trip. If you are in the regular group only, then it's get to know your admin this month. And this month it's me. So you get to learn all about me this month. And I have a funny story about this. I got a message from one of my stitching, acquaintances, and it just randomly said, "Do you have mountains near you?" And I thought, okay, well, no, not really. I mean, I've got a couple of hills. I'm thinking that's a bizarre question. Okay, sure. She wants to know, do I have mountains near me? And I said, oh, well, I do live in the Hunter Valley. So I guess if it's a valley, there has to be some mountains somewhere. And I thought, what on earth was that question? And then a few hours later, I looked and went, oh, I get to know your admin. So I'm guessing that's why she randomly asked me, do I have mountains near me?
Yeah,
okay. I live in Maitland, New South Wales, Australia. Stitch a whip that you can relate to my residence. So, Laurie, you're up first for this. Anzac. Anzac's a bit of a lay down misere for that one because I live in Australia. Yes. And for those of you who haven't seen it before, there's a big fat ass map of Australia. Anything by an Australian designer, anything that is to do with Australian animals. Maitland was actually the first part of New South Wales settled after Sydney. So we're about 2 hours just slightly northwest of Sydney. So it's got a lot of old and heritage, a lot of beautiful old architecture. So you could you could probably get away with something like this. There's all that really old colonial style architecture. So, olden style houses, you could definitely get away with. Yeah. All right. The month of June is when my birthday is. Stitch a project you can tie to June. And can I point out that June is midwinter in Australia? but you don't have to relate it to my June. You can relate it to your own June. What would you
Mhm.
relate to June?
Um, just because I'm trying to work on Attack on Titan, all of the characters are in jackets or in layered clothing. So that would be appropriate in that month, I believe.
Yes, so
Maybe.
you would go for my June.
Yes.
Um, I'm actually not sure what I would relate to June. Look, I have an easy out in that I can always do my stitch count bookshelf because it has a
Mhm.
row that is June. So I may be a wimp and do that. I would be looking for a winter whip, but the only winter whip I have at the moment is my Nutcracker. And to me, that's more Christmassy than wintry, even though it is wintry, but it does have snow in it, so I could use it.
Right.
All right, number 3. We're highlighting my birthday in August. So stitch on a
Mhm.
piece you can relate to the month of August.
I would probably do As the Leaves Turn just because it's going into fall. This might be a little bit more October, but I don't know. What is the weather like in August there?
Um, I yeah,
Rain?
it's rainy and windy.
Oh, well.
So I would do Catch the Wind here, but you can do it to your August, so that's fine. So I think you could get away with that as long as you can explain how you fit it in August. I mean, to me, when I look at that piece, I think of autumn.
Right.
So that would fit for me. I'm not
Okay.
marking it though. I I'm just the focus.
Okay.
My favorite drink is Diet Coke, and my favorite snack is M&Ms. Well, it's actually Smarties, but we figured you guys wouldn't necessarily know what Smarties are, but they're like M&Ms, so we just put M&Ms. Um, so they're little colourful lollies that are chocolate with sugar coating. And a bonus point if Diet Coke or M&Ms are in the picture. Well, there are some that exist with those things on it, but not many.
Mhm. I would okay. Both of those things are essentially brown, and I believe these jackets are chocolate brown and coffee brown and Diet Coke brown and all of that. So
and all that sort of stuff. Okay. Um, well, I have probably closest I could get to for this would be Halloween, because Halloween candy and M&Ms would be a type of Halloween candy.
yeah, that works.
Oh, I don't have a Diet Coke to sip on. That's my problem. All right.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite colors are navy, blue, and purple. Well, it's actually navy blue and
Mm-hmm.
purple, but she's put a comma, so it gives you 3 versions. Stitch on with those colors. So
Okay.
navy, blue, or purple.
I would do Attack on Titan because a lot of the sky is navy blue.
I have 2 choices. My Train of Dreams by Randall Spangler, that blue up the top is actually the 854 or whatever number it is, the really,
Mm-hmm.
really deep navy blue. And this is the piece that I'm going to start trying to convert to the Royal Rose. Or if I don't feel like doing that, that's a navy blue dress on the girl there, and I'm almost done with the green one, so I could go that way.
Nice.
Um, my favorite designer, Little House Needleworks. I don't think you can do that one, can you?
Yeah.
I currently can do my ABC houses, so I'm right for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right, this one's Martha does such a great job with the prompts, and thank you, Martha, for the plug. I appreciate this. I am the proprietor of Paddock Lane Designs. I dye stitching fabric and have the designs too. For this prompt, stitch on a whip that uses my fabric or is one of my designs. Now, bonus if it's one of my designs on my fabric. So for most of you, you're going to have Buckley's and none, unless you jump onto paddocklanedesigns.com and order yourself a piece of fabric or a design. They're PDF, so you'll get them instantly. And I have some really cute ornaments,
Mm-hmm.
lots of Australian animals and things. So if you want to, you could double dip with the question one if you want, so inclined. So jump onto my website and download some of the designs. They're very, very affordable.
Yes,
I don't think you have anything yet because I haven't sent you your parcel yet.
correct. That is correct.
Maybe I better get onto that.
Yep.
All right. And then the next one is also a nice prompt, which we really need the help for on this channel, Shady Tree Stitches. We have our prompt, our floss tube, regular floss tube that I do with my friend Jenny, who I've known since primary school. So it's a bonus. You've got to stitch on a whip with shady trees, and bonus if you've got our floss tube of Jenny and I, or just me, not Laurie and me, because this is a different type of video on our floss tube channel, playing in the background. So any shady trees, Laurie?
I do, and I haven't worked on this whip in forever. So stream at Darhaven, lots of shady trees.
That's exactly what I had in mind when I heard shady trees for you. I've got many, many options for shady trees, but one of the pieces I'm trying to finish is Pretty Little Sydney, which is where I grew up, and those palm trees down the bottom would be very shady. Lucky last, stitch on a whip that is the same as one of mine from my whip album. Okay, now my whip album, she's got the link there. There's 100 and something whips in that album. I finished a lot of them, but they're in the album. So if they're in the album, you can stitch on them. So I think you can mostly find something to stitch on. All right, so that's enough about me. What's happening in pop culture, Laurie?
Pop culture has All About August, and this one is basically about you know how pop culture does. They have lots of dates, and the month of August.
Yep, cool.
And has great information and background stories about all of these dates. So really have a read, and it's a long, long list. So we're not going to read them all, but give you a few examples. Like August 1st was traditionally known as Lammas Day, Lammas Day, a festival to mark the annual wheat and corn harvest. So she goes on, but you learn a lot. I learn a lot reading Diana's.
I love them. Yeah.
Like August 26th is National Dog Day. So there is so much to relate to here. I mean, really, you can relate lots of things to her prompts.
That's good. So we've got, I love doing that. And the good thing about it is you do as many dates as you feel like. It's only 200 stitches, I think, a date from memory.
Correct. For 2 points.
Yeah. And then it adds up points, and the points go towards she's a prize drawing sort of person too. So, you get the points you can and see what happens. Yes. What else have they got?
They have the movie challenge, which is also a very popular type of event. So it's 100 stitches on a whip that you can relate to some of the movies. And yeah, a lot of these movies I saw. So basically she lists actors and then movies that the actors are in. And you stitch 100 stitches on a whip that you can tie to a movie or a TV show that the actor has played in. That's a lot of fun stuff, because I was looking, if you ever want to know what to watch, you're like, hey, what's on TV or what to watch? Man, if you look at her prompt and you're like, oh, I forgot about that movie, like High Fidelity, I love John Cusack. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. And then there'd be the acrostic too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there is. Let me see what the word is. Because I'm literally on Facebook scrolling down.
Go.
So the word for the month, and I'm trying to suss this out from the event, but adjective or August. August is the word, or the acrostic word. So the acrostic highfalutin. Does that ring a bell?
Highfalutin.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm reading. Okay, this is probably really bad, and you'll have to but it's Highfalutin, and it's kind of like what we consider that in America is like uppity,
Oh,
or highfalutin, or yeah,
well, it's funny.
pretentious.
I mean, I know the word,
Okay.
but it's just it's just a very unusual word. Okay,
Yeah,
guys. So
so
match
I
something
guess
with that.
using the word August as an adjective means respected or impressive. And the synonym that she has is highfalutin. So highfalutin is the word. So Higfaluti with two I's and N. So lots there. And on her acrostic, you either match the chart title or the designer name to the letter you're stitching to. 200
Okay.
stitches for each letter.
And
And you
what's
can
good?
only do penalty stitches one time
Oh,
on
that's
one letter.
good. Still option, so that's good. All
Yeah, so
right.
that's
Wonderful. All right. Then that next takes us to mythological. The advantage of doing it late is that we have all the prompts up. So mythological is continuing the year of gemstones. And in August, and you can choose to stitch 1,500 stitches or 15 hours, 750 or 7.5 hours, or 250 in 2.5 hours. Peridot. Peridot is the gemstone from August. Whole bunch of really interesting information as well. I learned so much reading all them. And the other one is sardonyx. So there's a whole bunch of information here all about them. Task 1. Stitch on a project that shows a volcano or fire or something that is extraterrestrial.
I think I have to pass.
I would probably be passing on that unless I could use the sun as fire.
Oh yeah. Or extraterrestrial. Technically.
Maybe. Technically, yes. It's not a life form, but it is extraterrestrial, yes. Stitch on a project that makes you anxious in some way or one you work on to avoid anxiety. So there'd be so many of those. Number 3, stitch on a project that includes banded rows or long straight lines.
Oh yeah. One Nation. There you go.
Temperature bookshelf.
Oh yeah.
I think they could class as banded rows.
Yeah.
And stitch on a project that uses hand-dyed floss or fabric. Well, you could double dip that with your Paddock Lane Designs fabric for the No New Starts.
Very true. Very true.
But hand-dyed floss.
Yeah, I do have some hand-dyed floss. I'm trying to match the whip that I most want to work on. That's the trick there. Probably, Cirque du Circles, which I'm doing it in Mrs. Seda silk, and that is something that I would work on anyway. Am I sharing the right screen over here?
Yes, you are.
Okay, there you go. That's Cirque du Circles, and so it's hand-dyed floss, and it's only one color, creating all of that variation. So,
Awesome. All right. Well, that, guys, is pretty much a good summary of some of the things happening. There's lots more happening. I'm still battling away in the So You Think You Can Stitch Survivor. We've just had a tribal merge today. So I have a new tribe to go and look up and see, but it does have all my old tribe members in it, which is really handy because we just won a whole bunch of tribal immunities and things. So I'm glad we're all together. And apart from that, all our other games are plodding along. We are still halfway through the No New Starts monthly of the Year of the Horse. I think we went through that last time. Laurie and I generally try to touch that when we come back for our fortnightly chat.
Yeah, and we have the few games that are kind of like player games, like Stitching Adventure, Utopia, and those groups all have monthly events
Yes.
going on as well. Yeah.
And Harry Potter has a mythical creatures event. So there's lots of little things to do. You definitely are never bored if you do some challenges. All right, guys, We'll catch up with you next time we catch up with you. And until then, have a great time stitching. Bye.